Welcome back ARK players to a brand new video, and happy Friday to all of you. Today's video is an interesting one, and it's a topic I want to debate with a lot of you guys about the current state of ARK. You know, the whole brand as a whole, not just ARK Survival Ascended, ARK Survival Evolved as well, and I think it would be quite an interesting video. So if you guys do enjoy, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new around here, and let's dive in with the video. Now, yes guys, it is community crunch night, and we are going to be getting all of the details on Fear Ascended and the brand new edition which is coming to Fear Ascended. I've talked about this for the last week, and we know that something we've never seen before is coming, and I'm really excited for it. If you don't know already, we were given the date. It is the 30th of October, so 5 days time until this goes live, and it will be live until the 13th of November. But this is not what we're mainly talking about today. The title of this video is ARK is Recovering. Now, the reason I've titled it that is because recently we've seen a growth in the ARK community, and it's pretty exciting personally. Now, do I believe the game is in a great state and, you know, when updates go live, does it do anything good for the game? No, and I know recently a lot of players have been complaining that they're still having the same performance issues that they always have. But we've noticed a trend recently since Aberration launched that a lot of players are actually coming back to the game, and it seems to be following in some kind of pattern. I'd love obviously to hear your guys' response to this in the comment section down below, and it'd be interesting to see where ARK is as a whole brand in, like, let's say 2 years time once everything has been released. So we're heading over to the most played games. We haven't done this for a little while, and as you can see, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Can I just say, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, some people may disagree with me, but I have been grinding this game since it launched, and I know it launched today, but I was playing yesterday, and I love it. I think this is the best Call of Duty I've played in ages. I hope you guys, some of you guys may agree with me out there. I haven't properly enjoyed a Call of Duty since probably Modern Warfare 1, which was in lockdown, and I just think this Call of Duty so far, I know it's early days, but it's been so much fun. So big shout out to Call of Duty, because I haven't had that feeling towards a COD for so long. But anyway, as we scroll down, look what is happening right here. ARK Survival Evolved is absolutely smashing it. 32,000 players on a Friday, and it's literally the older version of the game. Now, from what I've been seeing, this game has actually been pushing 40,000 players, which, you think about that, guys. 40,000 players for a game that doesn't have really any support anymore is insane. Obviously, they've still got unofficial servers, which is what keeps that game alive. But even at ARK Survival Evolved's peak times with official servers, they used to have around 60,000 to 70,000 players. 40,000 is insane. Now, lots of people said when ARK Survival Ascended launched, that it pretty much destroyed and ripped the ARK community in half. And it did slightly. But ARK Survival Ascended is starting to see a big rise. Now, this tends to happen for content launches. This is just PC, by the way. But at 16,000 players, yes, it's dropped off a slight bit since Aberration launched. But it was hitting lows of like 8,000 players before Aberration launched. And what seems to be happening at this is just on PC, what seems to be happening at this current point of time is the new DLC maps are coming out for ARK Survival Ascended, and slowly after each launch, we're actually keeping a higher player count. So we've got Extinction coming out on the 16th of December, right? And I actually believe that when Extinction comes out, the ARK Survival Ascended player count will shoot to around 40 to 50,000 players. 50,000 might be pushing it a bit, but with Aberration we managed to hit 35,000 players, and then I could see it shooting definitely above 40,000 when Extinction launches. And then after that's happened, we're gonna have the full first season pass completed. Bob's All Tales will be completed. So then everyone's kind of got a bunch of maps to play, and then we will see the trend of then it dropping again. down to maybe more like 20 to 22,000 players concurrently once Extinction gets a bit old. And then we have Gen 1, then we have Gen 2, and we should still start to see that current rise of players. Now, one of the things as well which we're looking forward to in the future is on November 2nd, we have the Extra Live 2024 stream. I talked about it in yesterday's video. And this is pretty, well, from information, we're pretty sure we're going to get an announcement on the next paid DLC, which will come after Genesis Part 2. Because once Extinction is released, yes, there are community voted maps that are coming out for ARK Survival Ascended. But for the storyline maps, once Extinction's out, there's only 2 more to go. And those next 2 maps, I think Wildcard want to ship these out quite quickly. And I've noticed a change, especially change because of the roadmap changing in Wildcard wanting to get these maps out quicker. And why that aren't that, you know, the question is you're asking me, because there will be a new paid DLC coming out, and I'm telling you, they want to make the money from it. It's something they've talked about in the past. They definitely already have had the idea for it, so we know there is confirmation here and there for it. But Wildcard want to sell it, right? And it will be big sales. Once all of the story maps are out, and I'm not saying that the modded maps won't come alongside them too, because they're being worked on by a third-party studio, but once those mod maps come out, we then see that next paid DLC. ARK Survival Ascended, I actually believe, could actually shoot up to these kind of numbers again. 98,000 was its all-time peak 12 months ago. I believe, I know this is crazy, and some people are going to be like, Dom, until they fix the game, it's never going to hit this. But if they get that Unreal Engine 5.4 update out there, they get all of the DLCs released, and then they get us the next paid DLC, you can't tell me any OG ARK players out there aren't going to be interested in the next story after Gen Part 2. They will be. So I actually believe it could be bigger. And it's crazy me saying this because I never thought this was going to happen. But I kind of see where this is going. And I really, really hope Studio Wildcard can smash even more of my expectations. This is a time now for them to surprise us, them to shock us, and totally turn things around. From what I've seen from the community is that everyone wants the Unreal Engine 5.4 update. That I feel like people want more because they want a stable game. If I was Studio Wildcard, I would focus on the Unreal Engine 5.4 update. You know, obviously Extinction is going to be coming out, so I'm worried that there may be a delay in it. But getting that update out and working on stability is something that all ARK players cry out for. And I think it's very, very important that gets implemented as soon as possible. But anyway, guys, I really, really can't wait to hear your thoughts and feelings on this current situation. I do believe ARK is having some form of recovery at this moment in time. It dropped low, and when I say low, it dropped low. If we can see this yearly, kind of yearly thing from when it launched. So this is when on the launch day it had 98,000 players. By the way, ARK Survival Evolved had 250,000 players at once, so it's never really hit those heights. But as you can see, when it launched and people gotten bored of the island, it just started to completely fall off. I mean, look at January. Like, it had 40,000 players still in January after the launch. And then look at this kind of like drop off, 20,000, 23,000, 21,000. And then as you can see, it then went up to 44,000 on the launch of Scorched Earth. And then this is at all-time peak, by the way. So this it even had much. So they're basing this on what it was the most. There were some days where the player count was literally about 8,000. But then, as you can see, when the center came out, they did get a slight boost, but not like as big as Scorched Earth. It was still pretty nice. It went up to 32,000. And then when we come along, this was a dip. I'm telling you, this part between Aberration, the center and Aberration launching was very, very low. And then it shot up to 36,000. So I'm surprised. I didn't realize the Scorch launch was bigger than Aberration. I'm really surprised about that. And then as you can see, we are currently where we are at this current moment of time. So it's kind of been a huge and then a huge drop, up and then down and then up and then slightly down. And then now we're kind of at this period where, you know, Studio Wildcard are kind of holding it out a bit, and the player count is rising. So let's see what happens over the next couple of days. Also, something interesting to know is when Scorched Earth launched, you can see how many players. There had 21,000 more players in April for Scorched Earth, and then minus 18,000 in May. So that is a crazy drop off. And then in June, when the center launched, they had plus 6,709, and then it kind of dropped off more. And then Aberration launched, and they had 17,128, but only a 7,000 cutoff compared to the 18,000 of Scorched Earth. So you can clearly see that the gains are incredible for these map launches, and the loss afterwards is kind of losing a bit. So let's see what happens. Can't wait to see what you guys think about this. Can't wait for Community Crunch Night tonight. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.